What's going on, guys? My name's Simon. Welcome back to another video inside of Plane11. What you see in front of you is the Robin DR401, and today we are going to take it from Montpellier in France to Le Castlet, which is about 80 miles to the east. That's nautical miles, in case you hadn't figured. So yes, this fine little aeroplane here is free. It's a gift to the X-Plane community from the lovely folks over at Aerobasque. And yeah, without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, so here we are inside the aircraft. It's in a cold and dark state. It's sort of evening time. I'm recording this at about 5:30 in the afternoon, so it's tracking the real world time. So straight away we're going to get it out of cold and dark. We're going to turn the battery on, which gets rid of all the cones and stuff. And we are going to... I haven't actually learned how to turn this plane on. I know how to, but get the battery on. Preheating. We're going to be using the X-Plane built-in ATC for this flight, I think. I might decide against it, but yeah, we're probably going to give it a try. So we'll get on with that. Avionics can come on. There we go. The alternator, I'm not quite sure what needs to do with that. Oh, never mind. We'll wait for the lights, and we'll get all of the FMC plugged in. So I'll get back to you once we're done with that. Okay, so here is the route for all of you. We will go. Hang on, I'll get the range zoomed out. We will go from here in Montpellier to Le Castlet, or Le Castellet, however you want to pronounce it. We will go via the Foxtrot Golf. What is that? That's the Montpellier DME. We will then go to the Marseille Province VOR, which is... oh, hang on. Which is exactly there. We will then continue on to the Marseille VOR, which is there, and then on to Le Castellet. So, without any more faffing around, let's, well, I would say let's get on with whatever we're supposed to do. Oh, there's an aircraft taking off. That's, what's that aircraft? Oh, that's a C-90. How wonderful. Oh, there's a 737 just departed as well. Can we see him? I don't think we can. Oh well, whatever. I don't particularly care. Let's, well, I suppose the only thing left to do is start up the engine and get on the way. Nice up, so we get the flashing on, the nav, the pitot heat. I'm not sure if we're going to need the pitot heat, but whatever. Get all the lights on, and we will get the engine started, I would say. So yeah, I think that all checks out all right. So we'll get fuel pump on, the master ignition. Oh, no, that's the avionics. Master ignition. Oh, that's already on. Whoops. Preheating. Let it get done with that. Turn the mixture to on. Preheating is now complete, so we will turn the start key, and we have a good fire up. So we will... oh, and X-Plane's been doing this recently. It just freezes randomly. It doesn't crash, but it does freeze. Come on, X-Plane, don't do this to me. There we go. So we get the canopy closed, and well, I suppose sit in a better place, I would say. That's my configured view, which is lovely. So we will get the ATC menu up, which is enter, I do believe. No, that's wrong. ATC, what's ATC? I've completely forgotten. Okay, so it appears whenever I toggle the ATC window, that just comes up. So I am not sure what that is doing. we'll try and get on the ATIS at least. That's 124.125.
Montpellier / Mediterranean Information Zulu. 1400 Zulu weather. Wind shear alert. Wind 340 at 19 gust 31. Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 10. Dew point -3. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runway 30 right. Departing runway 30 right. Advise on initial contact, you have Zulu.
Okay. So they told us that the altimeter was 299.2, which we have already set there and there. They gave us wind shear warnings. Hang on, I'll just
Montpellier / Mediterranean Zulu.
arriving runway 30 right, departing 30 right.
Wind 340.
Okay, lovely. So 30 would be that runway there. So that's lovely. We'll be departing there, so we'll completely go against our flight plan, which takes us there. So that's a bit of an annoyance, but what can you do? So with that being said, we will go straight on over to the runway. We'll start our taxi, take the brakes off, and yeah, we'll be happy as Larry in just a mo. So I'm currently on the ground frequency, and nothing is really happening. I don't know what's going on. Oh.
November, cleared IFR2, moon confines Joseph Strauss as file, maintain, flight level 350, swab, 4701.
That's not us, who is it?
Cleared IFR2, moon confines Joseph Strauss as file,
Oh, that's a 737-800.
50,
Shock.
4701, 737 to 800, 6, November. 737 to 800, 6, November, runway.
Montpellier / Mediterranean Information, Quebec.
Okay, so it seems like we can't actually talk to ATC, so we will just continue our flight regardless, and we won't worry about those fellas up in the control tower. We'll just be flying along at however many knots we're doing along the French coastline, and as I said before, we'll be happy as Larry. So let's get on with the taxi to the active. So for some reason there appears to be a Boeing 737 in the American Airlines livery just taxiing along, no questions asked. Fair enough, he'll do what he wants to. Look at the amount of those planes there. 3 of them, and as many King Airs. Oh word. Oh, X-Plane's freezing on me again. Let's zoom out, we'll see where that 737 is. Oh, he's just holding short. There we go, holding short of the active. That's all good and well. Okay, so we're now going to taxi abeam the runway as the 737 enters the active. We might stop and take a look at his takeoff. Yeah, I think we will. Yeah, we'll stop and take a look at this this takeoff of his. So here he is, rotating already. My word, that was a very quick takeoff from the non-legit American Airlines 737 there. There we go. Isn't that nice? Anyway, let's continue on. Oh, now we have some more traffic just behind us there. Wonder who that is. Anyway, I'll get a wiggle on taxiing to the active. In fact, we can... Oh dear, I've put a bit too much thrust on there. We can probably enter at Tango 3. Enter the runway here. There is going to be, obviously, wake turbulence from the 737. But we'll extend one stage of flap. Enter the runway, no problem. We are departing this way because ATIS said so. That looks like a King Air. Just, yeah, that's King Air just off our left-hand side. So, we will get ready for takeoff. So, everything's set up correctly, I think. We'll feed the power on. Be aware of the wake turbulence. Oh my word. 70 knots. Oh, dearie me. Big crosswind then. Big crosswind. Oh dear. Getting tossed around here. I think that might have been very close to a wing strike on takeoff. Oh, gee. It's proving problematic. Oh, look how far we've gone off the threshold of the runway there. Nice scenery anyways. So, I think we'll start our left turn now, if we can. That is. It all depends on whether the weather people, there we go. Whether the weather people want us to. Well, that's really got very little to do with it. I want to, so I will. That's how we're gonna run the show. Oh dear, this is absolutely monstrous turbulence. Thank goodness I'm not actually flying. I'd have thrown up my lungs at this point. Okay, so we will try and get a level. I suppose it's going to be difficult. Yes, we will get on the autopilot as soon as possible. I'm not sure what the winds are like the higher up we get and the turbulence and everything like that. Hopefully it's not too bad. Passing through 2,500 now, going up to 8,000 feet, passing over the runway. Ooh, this plane is not happy, still got flap extended. Okay, so we'll say vertical speed of 1,000 feet per minute. Actually, no, that might be a bit severe. 800 feet per minute. Get on the nav and autopilot. There we go. Oh heck. Reduce the thrust here slightly to the cruise setting. Actually, that's a very bad idea because we're going to lose massive amounts of speed. So we are now approaching the where is it? Get it up on my tablet here. Now approaching the Montpellier DME. Just crossed the Montpellier DME. And now we are inbound to the... where is it? It's the Marseille province VOR. Lovely. You can see the plane just battling with the crosswinds. It's quite something. And now we're going to have to deal with those clouds that are dead ahead of us. So I'll zoom out on this. Can we get the old cloud cover map? Terrain, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Airways, don't need that. Next rad. Don't know what that does, but it could prove handy. 23 knot tailwind and crosswind. That's not ideal, to say the least. So we're just about to level off at 8,000 feet, still getting knocked around pretty heavily. The crosswind is now 18 knots. And you can see there the amount of compensation we're going to have to put in to stay on the track. We're totally off the track, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. Oh, and X-Plane's freezing on me once again. So, in other news, we are about halfway to the Marseille province VOR, and I would just like to take a minute to show you this. So yes, the folks over at Aerobasque, not only are they extremely kind in gifting all of us this little Prezi, but they also include a little meme in there as well. So there you go. Faith in humanity has been restored. And we have cruise thrust set. We do now. There we go. 8,000 feet, getting bounced around a little bit. Just above the clouds. And not quite sure why the wing is flashing. Might be the light on top, actually. Anyway, I'll catch you at the next waypoint, providing nothing else exciting happens. Okay, so we've just got very off course. That's probably, well, it's a good few miles from where we're supposed to be. So I'll just hit nav again, and we should be getting back on course fairly soon. We now have a 19 knot tailwind and a true airspeed of 122 knots. So there you go. Isn't it lovely to be hopping clouds over the south of France? Oh my word. What is the aircraft doing? It is now going back the way it came. Okay, I might have to intervene here. I'll put it on heading mode now, so it'll actually do what it's supposed to. What are you doing, aircraft? No idea. That's one thing with the G1000, it certainly gets a little bit buggy from time to time. Also, I don't know how on earth you put airways into it. Not waypoints, I know how to put waypoints in. I might be thick, but I ain't stupid. Okay, so I think the autopilot's figured itself out. Just trying to locate where we are. 13 miles, we're probably about there. Just zoom out. No, zoom out. Okay. Yeah, I think I've identified where we are. Or close enough, at least. Yeah, that looks about right. There we go. So now the autopilot is correctly following the flight path. We're still getting bounced around to Kingdom Come. And there's a little peek as to what is below us. Bit of France there for you. Just in case you wanted to see it. Obviously, we're probably not going to be seeing too much of France today. But, you never know. We might do. Let's just check on the map here. Will we see any of France today? Maybe a bit over, maybe the east of Marseille. But that's about it until we get to, where's Castlet? That's probably going to be it until we get to, locate it on the map, Simon, for goodness sake. Is that it? No. There we go. Until we get to Castlet. Yeah, there's going to be a bit of clear sky there, which is good because we have terrain that we need to be avoiding. Oh, we've got a 747 shifting at 35,000 feet, doing well over 500 knots. And another 747 doing, well, very similar. There we go, so there's confirmation for you. The winds are currently a 20 knot tailwind, and that's at 8,000 feet. At 12,000 feet, the winds are 17 knots in a completely different direction, so that could be what's causing all of our turbulence. So we are currently overflying the Rhone River, or however you pronounce it. And if you're a geography freak, you might like that. So there you go. There's your geography for the day. If anyone asks you, what did you learn today, you can tell them that I learned that Simon SNB overflew the River Rhone in a Robin DR401 sometime in February of 2019. Tell them that you didn't know that beforehand, and well, to be quite frank, neither did I. So I'm not sure if we're actually going to go into this cloud. It seems like we are pitching up an extraordinary amount, but we're not. So what this cloud is doing, I don't know. Yeah, well, we're going through the cloud. Minus 6 degrees outside, so that's always good. I am very disorientated. I don't think we're climbing. We shouldn't be. We've got the pitot heat on. Yeah, we seem to be level with the horizon-ish. I think it's just the clouds that are going all over the place. But anyway, 5 miles to the VOR station. And there is Marseille. I think a bit of it anyways. Yeah, there's the outskirts of Marseille, I do believe. What's that down there? Oh, it's just an industrial park. I got all excited then for a second. Thought it was going to be some kind of X-Plane Easter egg. Wow! That is cool. Let's get an outside look at that. Okay, this is time for a screenshot. That is absolutely epic. Wowee. That is very cool indeed. Okay, now 2.5 miles to the VOR station. We're getting close. We're getting very close. We look off to our, what would that be, 11 o'clock-ish. We might be able to see, what airport is that? The Marseille Provence Airport. Where is it? Is that it down there? There we go, Marseille Provence Airport, I think. The camera is shaking, so I'm not quite sure, but I think that might be it down there. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's our diversion airport. And now we've crossed over the VOR station. And we're now inbound to the Marseille VOR, I do believe. Anyways, I'll get back to you if something interesting happens, like the sun on the instrument panel. I have to get a view at this. Look at that. That is so splendid. That is absolutely gorgeous. The natural beauty of X-Plane never fails to amaze me. This is absolutely stunning. Wow. Look at how red the control panel is now. This is absolutely fantastic. To quote Mentor Pilot. I just cannot stop looking at this view. This is making me smile. A computer game is making me smile. That doesn't happen very often. But this is absolutely gorgeous. You can guarantee that one of these is going to be the thumbnail, one of these screenshots. You can absolutely guarantee it. This is low fuel level. What? How much fuel have we got? That is dangerously low. That is very dangerously low. So now we've reached the Marseille VOR. Hang on, I'm gonna check how much fuel we have here. We have, dear, 5 gallons, if that. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Fuel flow, well, okay, everything looks good, apart from the amount of fuel we have. I always miscalculate the fuel. I never fail to miscalculate the fuel. We are slightly below cruise power. Oh wow. I should really be panicking at the minute, but I'm not. I'm just so taken back by the beauty. Hang on, I'm going to check how much fuel do we have. Oh, we've got 45 minutes of normal cruise. So we should be alright if we've got 45 minutes worth. This is gorgeous. I cannot express in words how absolutely stunning this is. when we get past all of these clouds and everything, oh boy, we're in for a treat. Okay, I think we're going to start descending now. Down to 6,000, we'll say. Vertical speed, nose down, 500 feet per minute. And we'll close the throttle slightly. Maintaining about 90 knots. Look at the mountains as well. Mountains are beautiful. So we do have a bit of terrain there, but that shouldn't be anything to worry about. We just need to zoom out. It's weird because the minus zooms in and the plus zooms out. Generally you'd think the plus would zoom in, but obviously that's interpretational in its entirety. So we should have Castlet right off our nose in about 15 miles. So we don't have visual on it just yet, but whatever. A nice healthy descent, good speed. So I think we need to descend a little bit quicker now. We're at 6,000 feet. I'm going to say if we can get down to 4,000, I'll get a nose down attitude of minus 800 feet per minute. What is the frequency for Castlet? Keep pronouncing it the most English way possible. What is the frequency for the Castlet? I believe it is pronounced. Okay, so the airport does not have ATC, I don't believe, but does it have AWOS or anything like that? I'm just going to bring the throttle back a bit now. Heater. What about it? Okay, well that's extinguished the light. So we've obviously done something correct. Briefly check on the map, because I can't get any details about it. Okay, so the AFIS is 1,300, my word. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the altimeter in, which is 2965. Okay. So, that's wrong. 2965. Okay, brilliant. The wind is 340. Okay, so that is brilliant. So we're going to have to be landing the complete opposite heading to what we're doing now. The AFIS for the Castlet is 119.0. So we're going to tune that in. We're going to begin a descent down to 3,000 feet. Speed, nose down, 500 feet per minute should do us nicely. Anyway, yes, comms. So we need 119.0. Nothing. Okay, well that's just brilliant, isn't it? We'll descend one stage of flap. We should have... It's late, yeah, there it is. Okay. Brilliant. So we're going to turn heading 130 now, just to start our downwind leg. That is 130. Get on the heading. You can see the airport just there. Actually, I'm going to say altitude hold there. Okay, excuse me if I don't do too much talking, but I am having to concentrate for this landing. So we've got the field over there. We have the sun setting. I'll get a quick screenshot of that, because that is a lovely, lovely screenshot opportunity. Okay, so doing 70 knots, there or thereabouts, on our downwind leg for runway 30. Well, it's actually 31 according to the... Actually, no, it is runway 31. That's, yeah. So we're on the downwind for 31. I was getting confused between the wind and the runway. There we go. I'm having to multitask at the same time because I'm looking at the Castlet on Sky Vector, and it is telling me that the runway is... Oh, it's actually quite long and quite wide. Ah, that's a nice surprise. Okay. So, for the approach, we are going to want to be a bit higher, I would say, in my professional opinion. Not that I am a professional. Okay, so I've set up the autopilot to climb to 4,000 feet because I think that is the best choice considering the terrain around here. And this airport's elevation is 1,300 feet above sea level, so this could prove challenging. But we'll see when it comes to it. 66 knots, we're going to want to increase that slightly. Still getting rocked around a bit by the turbulence. That's X-Plane's lighting is absolutely amazing. You can see you'd struggle to find that default in many other simulators, or claim to be simulators. But in X-Plane, all this sort of stuff comes as stock, and it is absolutely extraordinary. Utterly amazing. So we are now levelling off at 4,000. We'll bring back the thrust slightly. I believe that is the town of Le Castlet. And we have what looked for a second like something raving in the water. We also have a helipad there. Saint Mondrier Navy. Always good. And we have, no, not that, no, not that, we have, oh dear, I'm not pronouncing that because I will offend all of the French. Anyway, we are about to turn base, I would say. Wow, mate, look at all that. That is absolutely amazing. The village or town or whatever it is of Castlet. And, oh, cool, the moon as well. That's always nice. And what looks like possibly an aircraft up there. There it is. Yeah, that's an aircraft. That's cool. 90 knots, we can probably bring back that thrust. Okay, so we will turn to heading 100. This is just absolutely gorgeous. I cannot say enough in my explain videos how amazing it looks. It is fabulous. Utterly fabulous. So we have Castlet Airport off of our left now, because we've just turned base. Flashing textures, that's always good. There's the airport over there, and that's a possible diversion airport. The lighting in X-Plane just never fails to amaze me. Okay, I think we're going to disconnect the autopilot. Momentarily anyways, and I'm going to fly it in by hand. Final stage of flap. And we will... Oh my word, no. Gain some airspeed. Okay, so now I'm going to take off the autopilot and we're going to fly it in by hand. Keep a good healthy airspeed. Being set to 310. Actually, oh dear, no, that's far too fast for descent rate, actually, so we need to be heading to 306. There's the airport there. So we'll just bleed off some speed, well, not necessarily speed, but some altitude. Okay, so 78 knots. We want to be careful for the terrain that is around us. We have a crosswind of 13 knots as well. So, yes, we will need to be careful. Descending through 3,100 feet now. On final approach. 2.6 miles away. I've never actually done a night landing, I don't believe, in a... well, not a proper night landing in X-Plane. So this will be a first experience, more or less, for me. I haven't really done a night flight in X-Plane is really what I should say. Get a bit more of a steeper descent rate now. What are the pappies looking like? 4 wides, brilliant. We are massively above the glide slope. Okay, 2,400 feet. Look at that lighting, absolutely gorgeous. I'm just going to cut power for a second now, just to get that descent rate down a bit. 1 mile final. Off the centre line massively. Never a good sign. There's 2 red, 2 white, now 3 red. So we're slightly below the glide slope now. Now we're massively below the glide slope. Okay. So. My tablet's trying to turn off on me as well. Okay. I'm going to cut power. And we have a more or less straight down the runway wind. Round out, flare. Oh, she's floating. There we go, nice and gently. Get it on the centre line. Oh, she doesn't want to maintain centre line, this one. We won't use the brakes because we don't really need to on such a short, well, such a long runway. We would need to if it was a short runway. We'll park up at one of the stands, and that is a successful flight from Montpellier to Le Castlet, which is absolutely lovely. And look at that sunset as well. Well, we'll park it over here by, well, whatever this is. Yeah, hang on, we've got some taxi lines here. We'll stop it here. There we go, that's lovely. Parking brake set. We will get all the lights off, well, we can keep them on. The flaps can come up. Avionics off. Should go to stop. Fuel to off. Master ignition off. Master avionics, they come off, and battery will come off also. And now the aircraft is asleep. So, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you enjoyed that flight from, where was it? I literally just mentioned it 30 seconds ago. It was Montpellier to Le Castlet. So, I do hope you enjoyed it. It was quite a fun flight, with a bit of turbulence in there, and absolutely amazing sunset landing. So if you did enjoy the video, please do leave a like, and a subscription is, as always, very, very much appreciated. But apart from that, my name's been Simon, and I'll see you in the next video.